All right, good morning, Speed Gaming 2. We have another Super Metroid Randomizer League race here with the continuation of Route Rando Week. My name is Tracy M. With me today is Gal Moz. How you doing, Gal?
Hey, Tracy, I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
I'm good. Looking forward to a race between, we have Slow on the left, represented by Solsky and TG Derp, and we have Gravity Skip on the right, represented by 64-Bit Link and Giggles SR. And should be a good one. These route randoms have been pretty fun so far.
Yeah, they definitely have.
And we immediately see that we can't go left because of the red door. The landing site will have one door available. It will be any of three doors. Obviously can't be the one up top. Looks like it's the one to the right. And one other door will be available with ammo for later access. And so far, Solsky's the only one that's actually gotten through that door. And everybody else now finding their way through.
So, Tracy, I have to ask, what's your favorite part about Route Rando?
I like that we get to see rooms we don't normally see in literally almost any other category. The one exception being potentially 100% map completion. So you get to see different strats, you get to see different things, you get to see a lot of stuff that you just wouldn't normally see. In terms of playing, it just sometimes puts you in situations that you're just not familiar with, and trying to find your way through it is really fun.
Yeah, I agree. I really enjoy the improvisation that players use when trying to go through Route Rando fast. And it's also fun to see, like, the confusion that happens.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to, like, Forgotten Highway.
Yep. There's lots of confusion going on this week, that's for sure. And we do always see, so you see this Blueprint Star area, it's always the same. It's always going to have your Morph Ball to the left, always going to have missiles at Alpha Missiles, and always going to have Bomb Torizo through that red door to get bombs. And then after they get through, they're going to go all the way through to the left, and they'll get their Charge Beam. So that's always the same in Route Rando. And that's really nice because it prevents any sort of soft locking based on running out of ammo or not being able to get through places because bomb jumping. It's a thing that you have to do a lot in these sometimes.
I find that these items are always given to you early on, so they could prevent like changing up the rooms too much. But it seems like they did it anyways.
Yeah.
Where a lot of rooms just get modified.
Yeah, there's quite a few rooms that they do different things to, and some of them are kind of cool, and some of them are kind of weird, and some of them I just don't understand. But okay, and Solsky the first to see some new rooms. And like this room right here is essentially two rooms, one to go through the tube and one to go around. You see the save room is taken out there. All the save rooms are vanilla except that one and the one near Dragon. You see the G4 statue room into the Turian, and Solsky's going to take a save. I like seeing runners take a lot of saves early. You never know when you're just going to be thrust into a room you just can't do, a heated room where you fall into, or just a fight that you're not ready for. The game expects you to find that room much later. All four runners taking that save. And you see a lot of missiles in Route Rando. I expect Derp will pick up these missiles and then go back up the Green Hill Zone, because there is two doors here. In fact, we're going to see Link go through that door first. And just, oh, missile pack, it's Billy Mays. So, Link, it's Billy Mays. There's another item there.
Yeah,
hopefully Derp remembers.
Another item there.
Oh, that's really bad. Those are power bombs, and those could be the only power bombs available for a while. Oh, and Variasuit over at the ocean for Solsky. So Solsky and Derp taking an early lead with those power bombs. Unfortunately, 64-bit Link, not realizing that he was in the Billy Mays room, did not check the second item. Now, Giggles will find the various suit, so that's at least useful.
Yeah, what's worse is that if Link and Giggles are in comms, you might say the rooms on top only had a missile, and so
Yeah.
they could potentially disregard it.
Yeah, and most likely 64-bit Link just says, yeah, it's just a missile, don't bother. And so Giggles will just never go in there. And, I mean, I say never. I mean, at some point they're going to figure out that they missed something and hopefully get back to that. Derp picks up his various suit. As we start to see a heated room. So yeah, we've got the settings so that you'll never be required to do a heated room without the various suit, or without a suit, because the suits are vanilla, so gravity will also protect against heat, unlike in most randos that you all are used to. And oh, nice, an E-tank. E-tanks can be sparse early. Okay, Giggles and Link might be okay. I didn't see a power bomb block to this room that Derp's in right now, so they might be able to get their power bombs there.
Yeah, it looks like they're very lucky.
They are very lucky. Because sometimes, yeah, these route rando seeds sometimes have exactly one power bomb available, or super missile. And if you miss it, you just got to go find it.
See, it looks like Giggles might be trying to do a bomb jump up Red Tower.
Yeah.
I don't think this room has been changed.
This room has not been changed. The game can expect you to do this bomb jump. Would be a lot easier if we had power bombs. And in fact, that might be what the power bombs were intended for, was specifically this room.
Yeah, that's what Derp is doing.
Yeah, trying to manage to bomb jump through this room and avoid the rippers at the same time is definitely would not be an easy task. Okay, he's also gonna get his E-tank and second power bomb pack.
It looks like it's his first, which is very interesting.
Oh, you know what? He might not have gone back for the first one, because Derp could have told him that, hey, there's another one available. Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Link and Giggles, just fine. Not going to be punished for skipping the Billy Mays item. They get their power bombs. A few places that the extra power bomb pack could make a difference. Sometimes the baby will come get you and grab you and take all your health away. It's really nice to have crystal flash ammo if that comes up if you don't have a reserve tank. We don't know how many power bombs will be available, so I've seen seeds with, you know, as few as like 2 to up to like 6, so there's no way of knowing. And Solsky doing the long bomb jump up Red Tower. Meanwhile, Derp finding another energy tank. There we go. Giggles doing the bomb jump now.
Yeah, 3 sets of bomb jumps going on.
I know. This is something you just never normally see. Oh, and a wave beam. And Solsky was just a little bit off at the end. That hurts. Something I often like to do in a room like this is I'll jump up as high as I can. You see Link kind of doing that right now. And then I fall. In fact, that's exactly what Link is doing. Then I try to fall in the place that I know I won't then bonk.
Yeah, that's the worst feeling. When you like get through all the bomb jumping and just bonk your head on the ceiling.
Yeah, especially a long one like this. Now, Derp with that wave beam, most likely that will gate them at some point. May be sooner rather than later. Looks like Giggles is going to go find that wave beam.
I wouldn't be too surprised if they go back to landing site, because the ammo door is just missiles, right? A red door.
Yeah, it was, because it was the one on the left. And that could be the progression too.
Ooh, Dragon.
Dragon.
Early suitless Dragon with
Ooh.
no
Yeah.
Link.
There's lots of other choices. I don't think I come back there for a while.
Suitless
If I'm
Dragon
Link,
is rough.
yeah. If I'm Link and I'm Derp, I'm telling my partner, don't go through that door. Yeah, and Derp's just gonna reset. I think that's smart. I mean, the game can require you to do suitless Dragon. It doesn't come up that often. Usually you'll have, but it does require you to have one of high jump or gravity suit. Okay, so also he gets his wave beam. Oh, Link found the power bombs. That's funny.
Remembering Billy Mays has 2 items.
That's right. But wait, there's more. Ah, Solsky forgetting to kill the Keemer. Or the Nova, whatever this one is.
So Link and Derp are put pretty far back. So it's up to their teammates to scout out for more information.
Yep. Yeah, these early deaths tend, if it's just one player, it tends not to hurt as much because the player that doesn't die can do a lot of scouting ahead, and their teammate can skip a lot of stuff.
Yeah, the Dragon fight is something you would want to put off until like the very end because that's a long and risky fight.
Yeah, if I'm the runners at this point, I don't touch that room until and unless there's no other choice. Because we've seen it might not even be a necessary fight. It might not be required.
Okay, Solsky going up Red Tower.
Yeah, I forget which door it was, whether it was the door that normally takes you to X-ray or the one after that. The one that you come out of. Oh, we can't go this way because no super missiles.
So I think the only way to go now is through landing site.
Yep. Looks like Solsky's backtracking.
So far.
Yeah, so it looks like it's the door from the door that would normally take you to X-ray is the door that would normally take you back to Green Hills is the one that has the Dragon fight. And Solsky says, no, I'm not going there right now, and I think that's really smart. Derp looks like he's going forward towards that area, so we'll see what he decides to do. Yeah, Solsky backtracking all the way. Derp's gonna bomb jump again. Let's see what he chooses. Maybe there was something in that X-ray room.
Or maybe I think it was wave beam.
Oh, is that where the wave beam was? Yeah, okay. So he wants to get that wave beam because you don't want to have to backtrack for the wave beam later when you get gated by it, as he no doubt will at some point. Looks like Giggle's also doing that same backtrack. Looks like Link needs to get his wave beam. Has the power bomb selected, is going to want to do. That's a little bit too high. That's going to kill all the. But I think he can just get the rest of them with just one down here. And at this point, he's going to fall in the middle.
So far, Giggles is in the lead right now, followed by Solsky. Meanwhile, both of our other runners are going to get Wave Beam, which no doubt is for progression.
Yeah, those wave gates likes to show up, and you get an E-tank on the way, so that's nice. And we've seen a few very stingy E-tank seeds. Actually, kind of amazing. I've played seeds from anywhere to 4+ reserves to like 11 or 12 E-tanks. So I don't know what the logic is for that. You'd think it'd be something more standard, like every seed would be 7 tanks or something, but nope, that's not what these do.
Yeah, I've had quite a few seeds that gave me like 4 to 5 tanks. So never know what you're gonna get out of this one.
Yeah, and of course 3 tanks will be enough for them. We do require the seeds to have. We put settings that require the seeds to have all of both suits show up and high jump boots. But it is possible sometimes to skip barrier suit if it's in a bad spot. If you have 6 E-tanks, but we've seen seeds where that's just not possible.
Solsky entering the left door of the landing site.
Yeah, Giggle's right behind.
It looks like both of them skip the ship save, which I don't know if I would do personally, but unless they saved right beforehand.
Solsky saved at the Turian save. I did not see if Giggles did any sort of save. See, there you go. There, that. Oh, that's so wrong. You had to go all the way to the red tower area to get a wave beam, to come back this way to get your supers past the wave gate, and then probably eventually go back to open that green door. I suspect that Solsky will just keep going in this direction, and we'll send Derp back to the green door. And probably a similar strategy with Link and Giggles. We do find a nice big hub room of stuff at the wreck ship. Wreck ship is inactive, but all the items are available, and the save is available. Once Phantoon is killed, if Phantoon's even in the seed, then the wreck ship will activate. But we don't know if Phantoon will be required. We won't know if a Phantoon death is required till the very end of the seed, if we see that special green room. Okay, I think Solsky saw that room and said, you know what, maybe I should save before I deal with nasty Meridian enemies. Because they hurt. And I think, yeah, like I say, early on, there comes a point in the game where if you're at a point where you can deal with a Ridley fight without preparation, that's, I think, about when you stop saving. Okay, Solsky finds another shortcut back to the ship. Those other 2 gray doors are shortcuts from other parts of the map back to the ship. And once you've gone through them, they will no longer be gray doors. So Solsky has access to this wreck ship area from the landing site now.
It's always good to open those up for using them later.
Yep.
Which I think would be the fastest way to get back to the red tower and open that super missile door.
And the nice thing for Derp and Solsky, is that Solsky will scout out a lot of this, and by the time Derp gets back there, he'll have a pretty good idea where he needs to go and which doors are just dead ends that he can just skip.
Yeah, that was interesting. That Solsky was just checking out all the options that was available first before going through anyone.
Yeah, I like that in some sense, because sometimes you get a room with just one thing and you just want to clear that out. The thing I don't like about it is, and this is a very small point, sometimes it's easier to know what you have and haven't done if you haven't opened an ammo door yet. This room that Solsky's in right now, you do need speed booster for. So some of the rooms have changed, but yeah, this one has not been changed. So hopefully he'll realize that when he gets back up there and sees that those are speed blocks. Okay, let's see what Derp does. He's gonna follow. He's gonna follow. Okay.
Yeah, if Derp knows the shortcut is coming up, probably be the best to like just keep going forward.
Yep. Also, Solsky just resetting out of that room, and it's faster to go. You know, I don't think he might have picked up a missile pack. We didn't pick up anything important. before getting there. So resetting is just the fastest way to get back to this save station.
Well, high five.
Nice. But yeah, if you do see, I mean, one of the things is you will see, if that room, for instance, shows, oh, hi, Fantoon. You know, it would be reasonable for Solsky to just say, you know what, I don't know if this is going to be required, so I'm just going to reset out of it, and rather than do the fight. But it looks like he's going to go for it. On the other hand, he could just let Derp skip it as well. Giggles finding Fantoon as well.
I always assume that if Fantoon's in the seed, that it's always required, but I'm not sure if it's true.
That's not true.
Okay.
Yeah, 100% not true. Oh, and Giggles, I looked away, and Giggles started his Fantoon fight after Solsky and finished it before, so...
Oh, that was fast.
That was a very fast Fantoon. He probably got some nice patterns, but, you know, probably also just really knew what he was doing. With this beam combination, just the wave and the charge, very easy to set up X factors, and I believe Giggles runs any percent old route, so would be very familiar with a setup like that. Solsky, primarily a randomizer player, maybe is comfortable doing X factors here. But yeah, I mean, just to the point of bosses, I believe, so the Fantoon fight is required if you see that green room at the end. All the other bosses are only required if they're on the path, basically to a required item or to the end. So that Dragon fight could literally just be a shortcut back to the ship. It could be, you know, a dead end at a missile. We saw a seed a few days ago where there was a very late Dragon fight that just gated a power bomb pack and completely unnecessary to beat the seed. Oh, we see Mama Turtle, and Mama Turtle's got an E-Tank. You're gonna have to be careful, though. That turtle will do 100 damage on Variasuit. You don't need that.
Missile was at the X-ray room, but it looks like Giggles has picked up the ice beam.
Oh, I didn't see where that was.
The bottom of Wreck Ship Tower.
Yeah, there's a lot of doors that we've in that area. Oh, double missiles for Derp here. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it's at the X-ray. Okay. And Solsky and Link get it simultaneously. Those crumble blocks get me every time. So unfortunately, just a gray door there. So it's weird that they didn't just make the crumble block shot blocks instead of changing the other blocks. But you know, whatever.
Yeah, I was surprised by that.
I think area rando, which we do in a few weeks, in week 7, it takes the crumble blocks and makes them shot blocks, so you can get there from the back sometimes. And Jerp knows well enough that he can just tank the damage from these powers. They only do 15 damage on power suit, so what 7 or 8 on Variasuit, and they're very difficult to kill. They have 500 health because you're expected to have hyper beam when you get here. So missile.
It's like there's another set of bomb jumps ahead.
Yep. It could be worse. I've hit this room without power bombs, and so you have to bomb jump up to open it, and then you have to bomb jump up again. Unless you're really good and you can just, you know, it is possible to bomb jump up and bomb the floor and then land there, but that's a very difficult strat.
Yeah, it would normally take me 2 times to get past this.
Yeah, me too. And Link's in one of my least favorite rooms in this game, the Crumble Tower. Going down easy, going up not so much, but he does it.
Got a relatively low-powered Bobwin fight going on.
I'm a little surprised that Derp isn't using any of his supers here. Looks like he switched to missiles a bit, but for whatever reason doesn't want to use supers. If you can get Botswoon to the point where he's not shooting those fireballs anymore, yeah, he's not on that fast speed. So if Derp just stays in that corner and fires charge shots, he'll be fine. And another E-Tank. So we're getting pretty good on E-Tanks here. 5 E-Tanks this early. Not even 30 minutes in. Is I think pretty good. And a super pack. Okay, I was gonna say, I thought
Yeah.
Derp checked that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, Skolsky went in there. Finds out it's another great door.
I also think pretty certain that we've seen these missile packs, but maybe Solsky just wants the extra missile packs. They're pretty free, and of course, with no item fanfare. Much easier to make the decision to pick something up. They're going back through those pirates. I think the only thing he got out of this trip was a super pack.
Yeah, and an E-Tank as well.
Yeah.
So Botwoon isn't really required.
Nope. I mean, the super pack and especially will be nice since there's so few of them in these seeds. But
Oh yeah, that's
I
right.
don't think that. Yeah, I don't think that'll be required. Solsky resets. Not entirely sure where he was that he chose to reset, but yeah, obviously he wasn't in a place he wanted to be, so he's going to go ahead and reset to wherever his last save is. It's like in the wreck ship. I think there's still some corridors to explore here, too. Right, I think both players noped out of this room here. This is a very dangerous room, just because the enemies here just hit really hard. But with Berry Suit's not too bad. But in the regular game, you're expected to have Gravity Suit at that point, so... Oh, we're back to the ship. So, not that interesting. This may be Solsky taking that super pack and going back up to Red Tower.
I don't think there's any other paths. The only progression was Ice Beam, right?
Yeah.
And I believe they checked all the doors in Wreck Ship.
Yeah, I think between all four runners, we've seen everything. Now, Ice Beam is an interesting one. We had speculated that Ice Beam was required for Metroid rooms. Not hard required, of course, because power bombs will do it, but logically required. But we've seen a couple recent seeds that actually hasn't been the case. So, Ice Beam can be required to get through Botswoon Hallway. We saw that, I think, in a race yesterday where they didn't find Speed Booster and that room showed up. But we know Speed Booster has to show up because we've gotten a hard speed locked room. Yeah, it looks like Derp's gonna set up for those X factors on his Phantoon fight. And lands all four of them. Very nice. And very nice fight by Derp there.
Yeah, I always like that X Factor and 6 missiles in a super.
Yeah, if you know what you're doing with that X Factor, you can easily 2-round Phantoon.
Yeah, in my opinion, it makes for a very clean Phantoon fight.
Okay, to answer the question in chat, you cannot actually soft lock in the Metroid rooms because, yeah, as Aussie points out, the room you came from is openable. But we did see yesterday in a race where a runner went into a Metroid room with very little health. He just got through some heated rooms and didn't have very yet. No power bombs, no ice beam, and could not progress. So you could be blocked by it. Looks like Link can explore the Batsun direction. Derp gets his ice beam. Also, metro rooms are kind of fun because, in a way, whichever direction you go in them, it's the door you're going to that will always be gray. But once you kill them the first time, that door will always be open. So the second time, if you have to backtrack through a metro room, you never have to actually kill them again. Solsti's going to be the first to show us what's behind this green door up here.
I'm kind of wondering if this seed will throw in a Ridley fight.
It might. We'll throw in a Shack tool.
Oh, he can't?
Okay, no, he's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, he's fine. He knows the shortcut.
Yeah, I always thought Shack Tool had to open up a few blocks before you can
Apparently
take the
not,
shortcut.
Yeah, I didn't even really think about it until I was looking at it. I'm like, oh yeah, no, this is fine. That's actually really smart because I think that's a lot quicker than waiting for the power bomb to go off and all that stuff, or waiting for the power bomb to go off and waiting for Shack Tool to do some of his thing. We see kind of a minor hub room here at the wreck ship attic room, so Solsky has to decide whether to go right or left. And left is just an energy refill, which he takes. You know, why not? You only have 2 E-tanks, so not a bad idea to take the energy refill when you have it. Also nice that this room is no longer a kill everything room. I feel like most of the kill everything rooms are still kill everything rooms, but for whatever reason this one is not.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was because of Phantom, because the enemies may or may not be there at any given moment.
Yeah, you know what? That's a really good point. Yeah, it's also going to use bombs in the back of Gauntlet here, so he can save the power bombs for the trickier parts. He only has 2 of them. This spot in particular, you want to be using power bombs, because you could easily get stuck in that acid trying to use a regular bomb to break those blocks. Okay, Giggles finds his way back to the ship. There's a room that's also going through. There's another one that we don't see very often, that kind of ice beam room. That's the intended ice beam tutorial room.
Solsky rolling underneath the spring ball maze, which I think has been changed for the route rando.
Oh yeah, for sure. You definitely can't do that normally. And dead ends at a refill.
So that's what, 2 sets of refills in close proximity.
Yep.
So I wonder if this implies that there's a boss pretty soon.
Maybe. Yeah, Soul Sleeve with only 2 E-tanks hasn't gone and gotten the ones that Derp has. Beam combination, not great, but not awful either. And there's going to be an item here that we'll have to bomb jump up to. Also nice that now we have Ice Beam for Red Tower. Gonna see what the item is in just a second.
It's
Just a missile pack, yeah, and Solsky abandons the bomb jump, and I think that's the right call. Oh, hello, Spore Spawn. Spore Spawn really likes to show up in these. In fact, we saw a couple seeds yesterday where Spore Spawn actually showed up before they got to the Blue Bryn area, which I'd never seen before.
This is the boss that they've been preparing for. I find it to be an interesting idea that you can use communication to like skip like all these items, like missile packs and E-tanks as Solsky's doing, sorry. But if there's like a Ridley fight coming up, that would put Solsky in a very bad position.
Yes.
So it's an interesting dynamic.
Nice finish off with that charge beam. Charge beam is double damage on Spore Spawn, but you have to get unless you have plasma or just the pea shooter / just ice beam. You actually have to get right in Spore Spawn's face, or your shot will actually get blocked. If it's wave or end or spacer.
Firefly room.
And an item and a couple doors. And just a missile. So when Derp gets here, he'll know to skip that. Yeah, I feel like when you just find a missile like that, it's easy to get to, you just grab it, but then you tell your partner not to. So everybody will be ready if the Fantoon room shows up, because it looks like everybody's either killed or in Link's case is killing Fantoon. And Link gets Fantoon down.
Wait, did Solsky check out that right Firefly room?
He did.
Okay.
I don't know what it was, but it was a dead end. Looks like he's just farming this room a little bit. Oh, this right one? Oh no, he hasn't done this one. I guess he was just farming the other. He checked the one at the bottom, but that's to the left.
Solsky's taking quite a bit of damage, trying to get through this room quickly.
I guess it's good he farmed it up in the other room then. Yeah, and you see Derp trying to get right in Spore Spawn's face and get that charge shot in. He did not succeed. Oh, Solsky, you can now beat the game. You got 3 E-tanks. We're good. It's the nice mock ball out of there. Like, I can see Derp skipping that E-tank because he's already got 5. Oh, hey, there's that speed booster. Yep.
I can't remember where they were blocked off by speed booster.
I want to say it was one of the wrecked ship paths, but I wouldn't swear to that.
Oh, the criteria supers.
Yep.
That I think Solsky was looking at.
Yeah, he was trying to get through without speed booster. And to be fair, there are rooms that have been changed. Like in particular, the room just above Croc, which would normally have speed booster blocks on the Croc Speedway, has had some of those blocks removed, so you can go through that room without speed. So it was fair that if he'd never encountered that room in practice, it was definitely fair for him to check it out. Derp decides he does want the energy tank. I don't blame him. You never know when Ridley's going to show up. Also, this room now with speed booster is a much easier room to deal with. No bomb jumping necessary. You do have to do the jump a little bit more precise because at the moment they don't have high jump boots. It's a very easy jump there to make with high jump boots, but without high jump boots, it's fewer pixels that'll actually work and get you all the way up. Solsky knows how to do it though. Got through just fine.
Yeah, speed booster without high jump boots is one of the more fun movement options.
And by fun, you mean not fun?
Exactly. Running and jumping like really changes or makes you jump lower than you expect, and it can get really frustrating.
And sometimes you just have to take your finger off the run button when you do some of the jumps, because otherwise you just can't make the jump. Right, now Giggles in his Spore Spawn fight. Look, he tried to do a couple of missiles and a super maybe there? I'm not sure. But it looks like the last shot missed, which is unfortunate. Spore Spawn is kind of weird. It's got 960 damage, double damage with charge shots. So the game wants you to actually just kill Spore Spawn with charge shots. I don't know anybody that actually did that the first time playing through this game and just fired missiles instead. It's kind of supposed to.
Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say that Solsky walked right by the Dragon room, so that's also another potential route that it could take.
You could, but I still don't think. I mean, no high jump, no gravity, so it's not really in logic. I feel like that's the thing you do last. Like everything else has been done. Let's go do Dragon now.
They only have a max of 10 supers, so
yeah, I mean,
something you want to do for later.
Yeah, I mean, for Derp, Derp with 6 energy tanks and a pretty decent ammo. This is very doable for him, but I just think they have better choices. And if they do find bowling, it'll just be a missile, so we don't need to worry about that later. Okay, Link, knowing that it doesn't matter that he got to do a Shack Tool too late there, and uses the super block shortcut. Well, Giggle's in the dark. He must be in... Yeah, he's in the Firefly room. Which actually can be kind of scary in the dark, because it's very... Especially with that high jump, it's very hard to find those wall jumps. He did a nice job bomb jumping up instead. I don't think Link knows that this isn't a kill anything room anymore. He's going out of his way to kill all the stuff here. And Solsky right back to the Blue Brinstar area at the beginning. Probably going to take that shortcut to the wreck ship and try and make his way to the Criteria Supers. Yeah. Chat making a good point. What if the end of the game is right there behind Dragon? I mean, it wouldn't be unreasonable to send one player there. It looks like neither player, certainly neither player on Slow's team is going to bank on that. We'll see if either Link or Giggles makes that play. I mean, they now have. I mean, it's a doable fight at this point, and I believe they came in from the top, so they could get through. Solsky taking a ship save. And this might be just because Yeah, this might be for if the speed booster direction leads to nothing, he can just go back to the ship and then hit the Dragon fight. Interesting he checked the other door there, because that door would only be not gray if he'd come back out through it. Since we know that wasn't the ammo door, we found the ammo door.
I'm not sure if the shortcut was available. I can't remember.
Yeah, no, the shortcut wasn't available. They had to come back through the wreck ship.
Okay.
So to answer your question, chat, do these randomizers have every room in the rotation? So each individual one does not necessarily have every room that could be available. The only rooms that are in the general game that I believe are taken out, and Gal, maybe you know more than I, the sandpit rooms are definitely not in. Those have definitely been taken out. To which I say good riddance.
Yeah, I'm not even sure if I've seen all the rooms yet.
Those I can confirm are not in the game. The others, if I haven't seen them, I can't confirm it. All right, Solsky gets those power bombs. Doesn't really need 20 of them, but doesn't hurt to have them. Jumps past the spikes. That room is slightly changed so that you can use Speed Booster to get back through. And you see 64-bit Link in the Spore Spawn fight, and you see exactly what I was talking about with using the Charge Beam against Spore Spawn when you don't have Plasma and you do have like a wave or a Spazer. Trying to do it from that far away is just not going to work. And we were talking about Croc Speedway earlier, so we're this direction that Solsky's going right now has been modified so you can get through without speed, but they have speed, so they don't have to do that. And just missiles at the end. And Solsky said, I'll take. His ammo is pretty low, so I don't blame him for taking some extra missiles. Solsky at 5510, also pretty low. Alright, 64, but Link finished with Spore Spawn. And we see the front of Gauntlet. 20 power bombs, this will be no trouble at all.
Yeah, our left team is very close to each other. So I'm getting past that speed booster roadblock.
Oh, we're gonna run into something at Terminator. Ooh, a reserve tank. I like the way they changed the reserve tanks. I think that's really cool. I'm less of a fan of the Kappa Flames on the Phantoon fight. Oh, and we get a nice big pink of a hub. 3 items here, plus a whole lot of rooms. And there is a save room here if the runners want it. Looks like Derp's gonna take that save room. We'll see if Solsky does the same. Oh boy, is Giggles gonna go for the Dragon fight? He is. I hope this pays out for him. This would be really big if it did.
Yeah, I really like this move. It's a bold one. And it could pay out really big or not at all.
I mean, being the underdog, you taking these kind of chances, I think is a little bit better. Because if it pays out, it could really swing the race. It's a nice, doing a nice job with those missiles on Dragon there. So Dragon has 6,000 health. So 20 supers would do it, or 60 regular missiles. And with this much health, I like the way Giggles was using the power bombs to get rid of the goo. The downside is when you use power bombs to get rid of the goo, they don't drop anything. But with this amount of health, I think he's fine to use the power bombs instead. And we found Kraid over on Derp's side, and Kraid is standing up.
Okay, we'll takes down Dragon. Very nice.
And we're gonna find out in just a second what this does for us. Oh no. No. Wah, wah. And the worst part is, without Hygiene Boots, he can't even go back the other direction. So, well, Dragon's dead for whatever it's worth, but yeah. Definitely not required.
To get past the Dragon room, you can do a gravity jump.
Oh yeah, you can.
From air to water through the air door transition.
Yeah, you can't do that in the normal game because you don't have air to water. But here, yeah, you could do that. Although I don't think that's the path that they need to go anyway, so there's really no point in doing that. But hopefully Giggles says, nope, don't do Dragon, just no. Oh yeah, and French Lightning John making a good point in chat. You can actually speed through that. The room has enough space to do a charge. Actually, I don't think you need to short charge that. And then spark through the room. That does work as well. Hey, look, Metroids. And actually, I think it's kind of smart that Solsky's just using regular missiles on these. On the Metroids there, because again, you know, keeping that super count up in case, you know, a surprise Ridley shows up. I didn't see what that other room was. It looks like
It was,
okay, but this room. Yeah, this is less smart. Just go through the door, Solsky. You don't need to kill him again. Yeah, Precious Room. Yeah, Precious Room. Yeah, so now they need to find Gravity Suit. Precious Room you can't go through without at least Spring Ball, but that wouldn't be in logic in this situation. And actually, I think it might need Spring Ball and High Jump, now that I think about it. Of which they have neither. Oh, hey! Hi, High Jump Boots. Oh no, Solsky! I don't think he's actually found anything. I think at this point he just goes and follows Derp and picks up those High Jump Boots. I'm not sure that death was that costly. I think he's down a few was he at 4 E-tanks? He might have been at 5. I'm not sure. Oh no, he's fine. Yeah, he just needs to go a different big pink path. Probably the one that Derp went, because that's got the High Jump Boots.
Yeah, this room has been modified.
Yeah, that's not how you get to the door. You have to get to the door from below. Derp having fun in fast pillars now, which aren't real fast when you don't have space jump and screw attack and or a way to speed booster across. You see, this room has changed that it has a blue gate instead of a green gate. Was that gravity? Suit. That's a gravity suit. Basically a vanilla gravity suit. So Solsky just needs to follow that path that Derp went, and then probably the next thing to do is going to be to follow the path that Solsky died on from the Precious Room. So that essentially there's a good chance that Solsky and Derp are in a sort of a quasi-go mode, if you can even call anything such in in Route Rando. I mean, they could still run into Frog Speedway, where we have the weird spring ball requirement. Screw Attack is never hard required, and Space Jump, I guess, could be if Acid Chorizo wants to show up. Solsky making quick work of Kraid. Okay, we see Giggles in Big Pink. Looks like he's getting there for the first time. Gonna scout out the items. Giggles grabbing that energy tank, grabbing that super. Feels like he's quite a bit ahead of Link, but I'm not sure. Okay, Solsky gets his high jump boots. And he'll be on his path to the gravity suit. Giggle's gonna take the save in Big Pink. Dirt finds Waterway, which is just a missile pack. So also you can just power bombs these Deskigas. You can do a 3-tap. If you do a 3-tap from the start here, you can get your run speed up enough to kill the Deskigas. Although once he got to it, it might actually move too far forward. I'm not sure. Alright, Solsky in his slow pillars room. Because we just don't have the items to make it fast. Actually, one of the fun things you can do in Route Rando that sometimes is really, really fun and really cool, and sometimes works really well, and sometimes kind of screws you up, but still fun to do. If you have a room where you can charge a spark, just spark into the next room and see what you get. Alright, Solsky gets his gravity suit. I'm kind of surprised he... Well, I mean, this may have been a refill room. Yeah, energy refill room. I think he actually does want that.
I'm not sure if anyone has checked the Mission Impossible room.
Oh, yeah.
Because you have to wall jump and
yeah,
shoot open the door.
Yeah, that one's off. I mean, it might be gray, but yeah, I mean, that could be a direction to go. I still think it's going to be through the, yeah, okay, see Solsky's trying to do this. Let's see if you can get this. But towards where we saw Precious Room. Oh, so close. But very, very good thinking to try and do that in the first place.
Yeah, that was a nice try.
Oh, I completely missed Derp getting Screw Attack. Shout out to Polar Bear Bunny to try and get to my attention.
I think that was in one of the parlor rooms.
Ah. Very nice safety item in this. But unfortunately, he failed to kill a pirate, so he needs to go back and do that. There we go. Missed that first one.
Derp heading back to the Precious Room.
And we find another hub! Parlor with lots of rooms. Oh, there's the Screw Attack. There we go. That's where we got it. Okay. And so also gonna check some of these other rooms. I'm not sure if he's just following Derp at this point or if he's just checking rooms that Derp didn't do. Meanwhile, Link getting grabbed by a yapping maw. It's never healthy. Going through Gauntlet. entirely sure which path Giggles is on at this point. We do see the Key Hunter's room before that would normally be before Spore Spawn. Now he's found Waterway, which we know is just a missile pack. And more Metroids for Derp. We find worst room in the game, so I like that he takes the top door first. It's gonna be a dead end, but maybe it'll be something. 2 items here, Alpha Power Bombs. And they're just 2 missiles. Okay, Link now in Big Pink, so he should know where to go. His partner should have told him which way he needs to get the stuff. Although we haven't seen. This is interesting because Giggles found. Oh no, this is okay. This is the route to high jump.
I think
Don't forget
the Franker Z missiles.
Yeah, he forgot the item in the Mickey Mouse area, which is the high jump boots.
Yeah. My name's mixed up.
Hopefully he remembers when he goes back. Although high jump boots not strictly required. I mean, I think we when we decided what to force the randomizer to put in, it just made sense to put high jump boots in as a required item to show up, just because everybody likes high jump boots. I thought about putting Spring Ball as a guaranteed item since that's kind of been the meme item of Rando pretty much since the beginning, but I'm really glad I didn't because I think it might have led to more Frog Speedways showing up. There we go. Giggles gets his gravity suit.
Not skipping gravity. As their names.
I know, right? I don't think they've skipped gravity the entire season. I think they need a name change. It's also going through the maze room in the as part of the Forgotten Highway. That's a very annoying room. Actually, I'm kind of surprised Derp is picking up this E-Tank. He's got 9 and now 10 plus reserves. I think you're good. Solsky probably should pick that up. He's only got 4 E-Tanks. Like, look at the you look at the difference between, like, not even just the E-Tanks, but also the missiles. Derp has 95 missiles. Solsky has 55. That's just and we do see the end. So, yeah, no Fantoon required either. Did not see that green room. Oh, we're going for the Spring Ball skip without. Oh, we did find Spring Ball. Okay, so
there's enough E-Tanks to take on Mother Brain.
Yeah, he's fine. He's got. We'll see if he uses his ammo on Mother Brain too. Wouldn't surprise me. But he's got, with this beam combination, it would be a 100 shot fight. But yeah, looks like Giggles missed the high jump boots on the way out as well. But Link found them, so that's good. At this point, I don't think Giggles goes back to pick them up. It's interesting that both players on the Gravity Skip team made a mistake of skipping an item in a room. Link early on missing the power bombs at Billy Mays, and then Giggles just now skipping the high jump boots at the Mickey missiles. All right. Derp doing a nice job on Mother Brain into the catch-up phase. Still has all 10 E-Tanks almost completely full. So definitely not going to worry about him. He'll be able to finish this fight pretty easily. The only question is, will he be able to damage himself down enough? Looks like Solstice's going to pick up some of these extra E-Tanks on path, which I think is a good idea. He's got 6 is a really good number. You're not going to do stand-up with this beam combination anyway, so a 7th one doesn't really do that much for you. Alright, Derp is through, and did manage to damage himself down. Just needs to wait out the cutscene.
Solsky not too far behind.
Turning off that screw attack for Zeb Skip.
Oh, there you go. Is that second try? Nice spring ball.
Well, such a fun item. It's also only with 10 supers max in this. Yeah, we did not see a lot of supers this seed. But we also didn't have a Ridley fight, so... so I guess Kraid was the only, of the G4 bosses, was the only required boss. Because Ridley didn't show up, Dragon just led to a shortcut back to the ship, and Fantoon, we didn't see the Fantoon door. And Derp and Mother Brain 3, as Solsky does his Mother Brain 2. I'm going to use charge shots first. 33 missiles and 4 supers. That is enough to finish off past ketchup, so it may be that he's just going to use the ammo once he gets to ketchup. His 33 missiles would equal 11 supers, and he's got 4, so it's a damage total of 15 supers, which is what you typically want for that phase. You don't want to tank too much damage. Don't know how much he's got in his reserve, so... Derp, meanwhile, in the escape rooms are randomized. One of the rooms to the right will take you to the animals, and either from this room or from Parlor. And in fact, it's right here. The rest of the way, there'll only be one blue door available, and so you'll know which way to go based on which door is blue. Nice moonfall down. Like he needs to go left. Solsky checking his reserves, sweating it out a little bit here. He does, it looks like he has 1 full reserve tank. So just don't get hit, you'll be fine. Okay, looks like he's fine. And meanwhile, Derp going through the lead ox room in reverse. This is kind of a bit of a tough room going through reverse. And you see he kind of delayed his wall jump there. That one pirate likes to snipe you while you're doing those wall jumps. And will often get you, even with screw attack on, will often get you during the wall jump animation where your screw attack is not active.
Yeah, that room gets kind of dicey, because if you fall back down, the acid's just going to rise up and just deal more damage.
See if Derp tells Solsky which room is the animals and to avoid it.
They right, there we have it.
Yep, and Derp finishes up with an official SRL time of 109.42. GG to Derp. Very nicely done. Solsky won't be too far behind. And it looks like Link and Giggles are on the right path. And should get over there pretty soon. In fact, Giggles just hit the Mother Brain refill room. Solsky, meanwhile, in Mother Brain 3. And it looks like Giggles decided to go ahead and refill his missiles after shooting the Zebs out, which is not a bad choice. Give him that much more ammo to use on the Mother Brain 2 fight. So to answer the question in chat about the Ninja Pirates, the Ninja Pirates, I guess it is double damage because they do, it's 3 supers, and I believe they have 1800 health. So yeah, it's a lot of missiles to kill them. There we go, Giggles into Mother Brain 2. A lot of shots, but he's got some, he'll probably use his ammo at some point. We'll see if he chooses to use some of his missiles at some point. Solsky in the escape. And it looks like Derp kept him away from the animals. I mean, it is a race, you know, you want to make sure you win.
I would like to see that, though.
Yeah.
Just for fun.
Be able to go straight to Bomb Chorizo. That's where the door is. And Solsky will finish it up, clinching the win for Slow with an official SRL time of 1:12.47. GG's to Solsky and the Slow team. Very nicely done.
GG's.
Meanwhile, we see Giggles finishing up Mother Brain 2. Unfortunately, did not damage himself down, so he's gonna get a bit of an extra long cutscene here. And Mother Brain needs to get him down, I believe it's like below 100. And we do have Solsky joining us. GG Solsky, nicely done.
Thanks. I don't have to do the other one, do I?
That's between you and your teammates. I believe the schedule is maniacal on comms, so you might have to talk him out of commentary.
I was like, how is this a 109? Like ish time, like.
Well, you didn't go back for Dragon. That was a good thing.
Do we know what was there? I figured it was ship.
Yeah, exactly. That's
okay.
Exactly what it did.
Perfect.
So
I
good call.
didn't know if it was like a soft lock prevention thing or what had you, but like I knew you couldn't do it without high jump or grav to get out. So
Yep.
like we were talking about it, and then I just kind of like, oh wait, no, wait, the blocks, and Nerf's like, yeah, good call. So we just never did it.
The bad news is Fantoon not required.
Yeah, but it was
Every-
right
I mean,
there. It was free.
Yeah, right there. It's not a bad fight. You had plenty of health for it. So
Spring ball wasn't required, but it was there. I was a little worried because of the death, but it turned out it didn't even matter because you had to go back that way anyways with grabs.
yeah, I'm finding especially some of the early deaths can be mitigated if your teammate can do enough scouting that you can skip a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
The contrast was pretty stark though. At one point, I think Derp had like 10 E-tanks, and you had like 4.
Yep, that was the end of the scene. Then luckily there's like 2 E-tanks there, which I ended up needing anyways because I took a lot of damage in that fight. More than I thought I would, so it's good to have them.
Well, we'll say that if you'd not had them, you would have been more careful.
Yeah, absolutely, right. But I was like, I wasn't even at catch up. I'm like, wow, I've taken a lot of damage already. As I wasn't really paying attention, so I guess you're right there.
Yeah, it's the SMZ3 thing. I talk about this all the time. Like, it gets you lazy on the Mother Brain fights because you got usually 100 to 150 missiles,
Yeah.
70 supers, and 10, 12 E-tanks.
This is brainless, yeah.
So you don't even have to think about it. Like, I just tank damage in those fights because there's no way she can do enough damage to kill you, and you want to damage down anyway. But not here.
Nope. So how did you feel about the 9 back and forths you had to do between Red Tower and left of ship? That was great, huh?
Yeah, that was definitely an interesting one. And the bomb jump up Red Tower the first time, because no ice and no high jump.
Yeah, when Dirk was coming back to Red Tower initially, I was like, you check the door, because there's 2 doors at ship at all out. Like every seed, right? Like there's the great outdoors, but then there's 2, and then one's weaponed out. And I was like, you checked which like item requirement it is, right? He's like, yeah, it's missiles. I'm like, okay, thank God. Because like if he went all the way and it was just like supers and he could have checked it earlier, that would have been bad. But yeah.
Yeah, I find usually it's missiles, not always. I've definitely seen power bombs and super doors there, but
yeah,
missiles seem to be the most common thing.
Yeah. I think we said the seed sucked like 10 times though during the call.
Well, I mean, it's route rando.
Yep. It's route rando.
Oh, is Link going for stand-up?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, if you're guessing, Giggles was the one that checked out the Dragon fight. I mean, it made sense. He had the higher E-tanks and stuff, so it just made sense if one of them was going to check it, it'd be him.
Do you have grab and high jump at that time too, or?
No, he did it without.
That's surprising.
Yeah, that was kind of my opinion. Was just don't touch it until either you have the items or it's forced upon you. Just didn't,
right. Because that was our worry. It was like it was just gonna be a missile pack or something that wouldn't give movement, and then you're out. Like you just. Sorry, I gotta reset. There's like no save nearby too, so it's a pretty big risk.
Yeah. I think he did it on the way back from something, so it wouldn't have been as far from a save, but yeah. And Giggles is about to finish up, and he finishes up with an official SRL time of 1:18.19. GG to Giggles.
Meanwhile, we have Link. A interesting position. Okay. I was really scared.
Is doing how many shots does this even save with this beam combo? Like 1 or 2? Like it's not a lot.
It's practice.
Yeah. That might be his thought process. Right. Mother Brain 3.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I got. It was pretty linear. A lot of branching paths, like a lot more than I think we've had in our practice seeds.
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of surprised, like all of Rekship main was completely open. I was like, wow, okay.
And then Big Pink was pretty late. Oh, and then after that was even later. You had Parlor.
Yeah, TIL you can't get up shaft supers either without speed.
Yeah. I mean, it
I
was
wasn't
fair
sure
to
if it's like
check
a
it.
route rando thing, and then I was like,
No, I mean, it was fair to check it if you've never run into that room before. Like, I know the first time I ran into Frog Speedway, and it turns out that you can get through without speed. I'm like, oh, okay.
I gotta ask, since the dev changed 9,000 other things in this, did they like raise the pillars by like 1 pixel? Because I swear that was lower than before, or higher than before.
You know what? I really don't know. I was excited when you went for that too. I really was.
I saw the bog. I was like, "There's no way it's that high usually."
I
I'm
couldn't
probably
answer
just
that.
bad, but like, no, it's.
Yeah, I was excited for that fast pillars actually, because I kept calling it slow pillars because no space jump. You guys didn't have screw attack at the time,
Right.
And no place to charge, just charge for speed. And then you went and did the speed charge, like, okay, he's gonna do it, and then nope.
Yeah, I was a little disheartened. I was like, I'm not going back for that. It's the crabs kept doing damage. So.
Oh god, crabs are scary.
And ammo and all that fun stuff. But yeah, I think that's all I got. So.
All right, then we'll see you for the 6 o'clock race.
Yep. You gave to the opponents everything. Dirk couldn't join, but he wanted to say Solsky sucks, and he carried the team and fair. But yeah,
Sounds like Dirk.
Yep, I'll catch you guys around at 6. Take care, guys.
All right, take care, Solsky. All right. Link just needs to go to the BT room and he'll be able to finish up. And Link will finish up with an official SRL time of 1:21:28 GG to 64-bit Link and the entire Gravity Skip team.
What's poppin', memers?
How you doing? GG's.
So I just want to issue a formal protest. I don't like Route Rando because it just forced me to save the animals that deserve to die.
You should just let Link get ahead of you, then he could have scouted it out.
Feels bad, man.
Yeah, I mean, you had a few things that, unfortunately, I mean, I liked the call to check Dragon, because if it had been something, you might have gained a big advantage over your opponents. Unfortunately, it was nothing, and everybody killed Fantoon, so you didn't lose any ground there. You had I assume you had a very nice Fantoon fight, because Solsky got into the Fantoon fight, then you got into the Fantoon fight, and then I was watching Solsky, and I looked back, and you were already done.
Oh yeah, I had a 2-round fast med.
Nice.
But yeah, no, the seed took us everywhere.
It really did.
The backtracking was ridiculous. That's why I wasn't surprised we ended up losing, because I was like, well, if they figured out they had to backtrack sooner, we're basically done.
Mm-hmm.
How many times did we have to cross the entire map to get to a room that was locked by an item on the other end of the map?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. That was definitely a thing on this seed. But in the end, I mean, not a bad time. Unfortunately, not enough to win this, but I mean, very good showing.
I'm just grateful that the seed was completable, unlike 2/3 of my practice seeds.
Oh wow! I only hit I hit one seed that wasn't completable. It very early on had a green door and a yellow door and no power bombs or supers to speak of. So
it was a small sample size. I only did 3 practice seeds. So.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, there was a reason why we were vetting seeds and making sure that they were completable. So yeah, weren't making sure they were easy, but definitely making sure they were completable.
Yeah, I mean, this seed wasn't too bad. I've definitely seen and done worse in terms of difficulty. No having I had to practice see that force going through like a ton of annoying Meridia rooms suitless. The big Forgotten Highway room and the pre-beach room also has enemies that hit really hard if you don't have any suits.
Yes, I've run into those. The Meridia enemies just wow. You got to be very careful.
There's a reason when we play arcade they're called murder crabs.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, grapple is your friend in those Meridia rooms, let me tell you.
Oh yeah, there was no grapple in this seat, was there?
No grapple for you guys.
Was there a plasma that we didn't find?
I don't think so.
Okay, that makes me feel a little bit better.
I can't guarantee it. It's hard when you have a lot of different routes, and because you had a couple of late hubs, so I can't guarantee that there wasn't a route that no one checked. But
well, and I know that I was just keeping track of where I was going, so Link could check different directions.
Yep.
And as soon as I stumbled across Mother Brain, I was like, okay, nope, this is the path.
Yep, exactly. Yep.
We have what we need.
Also, Link snuck up on us. GG's to you, Link.
Yep, GG's.
All right. Anything else you guys want to add before we start closing this out?
I'm hungry, which is why I didn't schedule my next race until 6 o'clock Eastern, so I had time to get food between my 2 races. So thanks to Solsky and Derp for being accommodating to my hunger needs.
I believe Phoenix is going to be doing that one. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, and you got me and Maniacal on comms for that one, so looking forward to it.
Oh joy!
I'm sure Maniacal will be much meaner to his teammates than I was.
Sorry. Hopefully, I actually remember this time to turn on Moonwalk, because let me tell you, that was awful.
Oh, you know what? When I forget to do something like that, I just, as soon as I get a chance to save, I reset and I fix it.
Well, I knew the caliber of opponents we were up against, so I didn't want to do it because I figured that would cost more time than it would save. Mm-hmm. So, a testament to Derp and Solsky. I forewent, which is not a word, getting Moonwalk on because I knew who I was up against.
That's fair. Yeah, they are the next match. I guess that is the next one, except there's one going on right now on Speed Gaming 4. They're playing a doubleheader. Looks like they've just finished, or are just in the process of finishing game 1. We have the Golden Shower versus Noobs BR. So that's Junie June and Toasty versus Asphalt and Glossio Souza. I'd never get that name right. Apologies. And they will be immediately following that up with their game 2 for the week. So go ahead and tune into Speed Gaming 4 for that. And then the next race after that, we do have lots of races tonight. We have the rematch of Slow versus Gravity Skip. Skolsky and TG Derp going to be coming back. But this time it'll be Phoenix Down instead of 64-bit Link and Giggles. Also at 6 o'clock, we have Meme Team 6 versus Order of the Elephant. That'll be D-Dragon Darkrid versus Tillamorph and Thornito. 7 o'clock, we have Last Minute versus Team 3. We have Farfaloo and DVS versus Mr. Fox and Iron Rusty. And then closing us out for the night, we have, at 9 o'clock, we have Team versus Doggate My Morph Ball. That'll be Woody and Kishmo versus Kuru and RKC TKC. So I definitely want to tune in for all those. But yeah, definitely want to thank our runners, Solsky and Derp, and also 64-bit Link and Giggles. I want to thank my co-com coming in at the last minute, Galmaz, thank you for joining me, and our tracker, Phoenix Down, clicking the buttons. These are not hard to track, so definitely helps to have someone clicking those buttons so we can just look and talk. And Gal, I don't know if you want to add anything before we close out.
Well, it was great doing commentary with you, Tracy. And GG's to both teams. It was a good race.
Yeah, it was. All right, we'll see you all at the next race.